Brazil are making electric flying car taxis that you'll be able to get a trip for 50 quid by 2026. So I'll look into this and I find out that really what they're making is essentially like a glorified electric helicopter that has a vertical fly, so it doesn't have to have a runway, it just goes up and down. And then these electric motors are supposed to reduce like the noise pollution and stuff that you would normally get from a helicopter. But to me it sounds like a glorified helicopter. However, the Hyundai Motor Europe president, this guy Michael Cole, has previously said that he believes flying cars will be in our cities by 2030. So in 7 years, we're apparently going to have flying cars in the sky. Although where else would they be? And now why does he think this? Well, obviously it's because Hyundai are partnering with Uber to try and make flying taxis. So really here I think the story is that not that we're going to have flying cars, as in we the population, but actually that the corporate world will make flying cars that they can have that we're allowed a shot of if we pay enough money. Now from this I thought we'll do a little bit of research and we'll find out really what is the state of the flying car market worldwide. So anyway, the first company that I came across is called Joby. Now Joby initially planned for commercial passengers in 2024. This has now been bumped to 2025, but for a bit of backing, they have backing from Toyota for $400 million. Now if that's not decent enough, they're also in cahoots with the US Air Force, where they have a deal to deliver 2 electric flying cars by March of 2024, which is mental. Although it does make you think, is this really going to be a commercial thing? Or is this just going to be in cahoots with the military industrial complex, which would probably want flying cars before you and me? And the next one I found was an Aska A5. With its wings folded down, it's the size of an SUV and it can share the roads with normal vehicles under normal conditions. However, there's no evidence of it flying yet, so basically what they've made is a car that has foldable wings. Well anyway, this car has had authorization by the Department of Motor Vehicles to do road testing on public roads. So basically they've just made a car with wings that are folded in. So not very exciting. However, the main story recently is a company called Aleph. Now they're taking pre-orders for sales which they're expecting to make and produce flying cars by 2025. They will be 2-seaters, they're priced at about 300 grand, they can go 200 miles driving and 110 in the sky. Although it is a slow vehicle, so I think it goes like 20 miles per hour, but the idea of it is that when there's congestion or something, you just zip up and fly to where you're gonna go. And last week, the Californian automaker said it received special airworthiness certification, which it said marked the first time such a vehicle has received a legal approval to fly from the US government. Unlike Joby, it's not had any on-road testing approvals, so they can only test it in flight, not for driving on the roads. However, I think there's still going to be a massive jump from can we have cars with wings that can drive? Can we have cars with wings that can fly? To can we own cars with wings that we can fly in the sky? Because think about it, it's just like Elon Musk talks about with regards to this on numerous interviews, including on the Joe Rogan podcast. Number one, noise. Right, you're going to reduce noise pollution, but think about it. If everyone has eight rotor things in their cars for flying, think of the noise pollution. Next, wind force generated, because it's just like a fan. So it doesn't just magically fly through the air, it has to push the air through and down to displace, that's the word I'm looking for, to displace it upwards or downwards or whatever direction it's moving, though not necessarily downwards because gravity does that for you. But it's always going to be pushing air in some direction, and so there's going to be excess of wind, which then you would have to work against both if you were another flying vehicle or if you're just like somewhere here and then, you know, just blows stuff down or whatever. Right, and if they're not bad enough because they're just kind of like, that's not very good. Imagine a car crash in the sky. There's no roads in the sky, it's just a completely three-dimensional blank plane. However, there's houses underneath, there's roads underneath, there's people underneath. So what, car crash and it just flies from the sky, falls down into your house, or people just crashing into houses and stuff. There's no way it's going to be legalized. So really, I think it's just all down to this kind of military industrial complex stuff, and at best we're going to get like taxis, flying taxis, and even still, I highly doubt it. It just seems way too risky. As for the other major market, China, they've been doing a little bit of flying car stuff too, but not with much success. So there's a company called XPeng, and they had planned to release some cars in 2024 for $157,000, which when you think about flying cars, not that expensive. But then how are you going to fly it in the sky? But ever since 2021 when they released this information, I haven't found anything else on them. And there's nothing more on Wikipedia. So just have to wait and see for that. Although I think that they've maybe been absorbed or shut down, because also in China there's a state-owned automaker called GAC, and the concept that can be driven on the streets. Although here it's a concept, so they're not actually testing anything, at least from what we know. Their military industrial complex in China, they've probably got flying cars. But as far as we know, the corporations, they don't. But anyway, even with that concept, they said that it would probably take a long time to develop. So honestly, not much information anywhere other than America. But anyway, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you think there's going to be flying cars soon? Do you agree with the Hyundai president that we're going to have them by 2030? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you for what's going on in tech next time.